Send a message. Send a message through the bar. Send a message. Send a message. Y'all come to you as a sinner, I wanna see your face. We all are sinning, fall short of the glory, still give us grace. Making many mistakes, destroying things that I can't replace. Still straddling the fence, I'm too old to call it all a phase. So amazed how you forgave and now you set me free. I'd rather die on my feet than live here on my knees. Yes, the enemy have no mercy, killing our kids. Are we still under the curse from what our ancestors did? I was taught you never burn a bridge that you know got you home. I guess I'm a Roman now, cause I do as he done in Rome. Everybody gone since I'm following the truth. I know it. You kept it clearly, nobody been there but you. Hallelujah! You always with me, never leaving my side. Don't always come when I call, but you always on time. I wrote this song to let you know that I'm yours. And thank you for opening and closing them doors. You're my Elohim, you're my salvation, and you're my rock. Satan tried to trip me over, you remove the stumbling block. Hickory, dickory, die. Look how much time done passed. It's 11:59, it's time for me to fast. You're my Elohim, you're my salvation, and you're my rock. Satan tried to trip me over, you remove the stumbling block. Hickory, dickory, die. Look how much time done passed. It's 11:59, it's time for me to fast. I wake up in the morning, all I wanna do is praise y'all. You gave me everything I want, so I don't pray for favor. Yahshua, my King and Savior. There's no one greater, he got it all sold up. He's that amazing Taylor. Thank you for down for me and raising up to clear my sin. Got so much to be thankful for, don't know where to begin. Thank you for what you did for mom before her life had ended. And thank you for rescuing me and sending me to the pen. Where's my friends when they claim they had my back? Every time I call them niggas, they would never ask collect. Had respect in the street doing wrong. Yes, sir. Should listen to mama and kept my ass home. For sure. You teach a child straight and narrow, even though they go astray. They will come back to their learnings and remember it one day. Always pray and I always obey. A righteous man's footsteps guided by Yah all day, all day. You're my Elohim, you're my salvation, and you're my rock. Satan tried to trip me over, you remove the stumbling block. Hickory, dickory, die. Look how much time done passed. It's 11:59, it's time for me to fast. You're my Elohim, you're my salvation, and you're my rock. Satan tried to trip me over, you remove the stumbling block. Hickory, dickory, die. Look how much time done passed. It's 11:59, it's time for me to fast. Family, it's time to wake up. Wake up, check up. It's 11:59, and you still doing 10:30 things. Waka Kadash!
Three, two, one. Shalom Israel, giving honor and praise to the Most High God for the reading and the understanding of His word. And family, I want to wish every king, every queen, every prince, and every princess, I want to wish you a wonderful, magnificent Sabbath. And once again, thank you for bringing us in with your brother this week. Family, next week is the Royal Gathering. The second one. We can't even say inaugural anymore. The second Royal Gathering. And this is going to be here for a very, very long time. Very long time. And I cannot wait to see each and every last one of you. I cannot wait to meet you guys. This is going to be so incredible, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see my brothers again. I cannot wait to see my sisters again. This is going to be absolutely phenomenal. And what better way to bring this in with talking about the gathering and everything that we have to do as Israelites and understanding why we have to do this. Having a history behind it. First and foremost, it's a commandment. The Most High God gave us a commandment that we are to meet It doesn't have to be in Jerusalem. First and foremost, we were kicked out of Jerusalem, so that is not the meeting place, but we still have to meet. I would love that, but that's not the case right now. So what we're going to do, we are going to do it according to the way that the Father told us. We're going to do things based on what the scriptures say with us being in our captivity. We are going to make it happen. You see, we are supposed to gather. That's the thing. We are supposed to gather. So if there's any of you out there that's thinking, oh, you know what, I'll just bypass this one or whatever. Let me tell you something right now. You are going against orders. You must be there. Everybody that secured your spot, you need to be there. So family, let's go ahead and do this. Let's open our Bibles to the 1611 King James Version Bible with the Apocrypha. Let's get this popping here tonight. Yes, indeed. Let's get this here started. Family, here we go. We are going to be reading from the book of Zephaniah chapter 2. The book of Zephaniah chapter 2, and for many of you, it just went ahead and clicked as to why. But what we're going to do, we're going to read this entire chapter. We're going to go through the history as to why we must gather and why the Father's not playing with us when he tells us that we have to gather, okay? So Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. So much meat on that bone, so much meat that it's connected to the tendon and the cartilage, and it's all attached to that bone. But what we about to do, we about to snatch. We're going to snatch all that meat and pull some ligaments and everything off of those bones. We got to talk about this here. Because the Father told us that we are supposed to gather. He don't only say it once, he said it twice in one sentence. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. That's talking about us. Let's talk about Israel. Now, we know exactly who that's talking about because there are people on this planet that are absolutely desired. And then there's these people that no one wants anything to do with. And unfortunately, that happens to be us. And it is. And the world knows it, and they hate it. They can't stand when you see a bunch of black people getting together in love, unison, with an agenda to serve the Father. They can't stand it. And we're going to go over that at the gathering. All right, verse 2. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass, as the shaft, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger comes upon you. Do you see what that says? Do you see why we have to gather and the ramifications if we don't? Let's read that one more time so that everybody can have a very clear understanding. Before the decree bring forth, before the day as the shaft, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. Do you see that? The Father said, you better, wherever the gathering is at, you better get there. You better get there. Verse 3, seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. Now, the Most High is making this very clear now. He's making this absolutely clear. He's saying, first and foremost, if you don't gather, it's a sin. That's number one. So for everyone, just like how a lot of people did last year, they was like, oh, well, I don't think I can make it. Guess what? You sinned. You sinned. You gave a commitment to be there and then chose not to. It has nothing to do with me. Understand that. That's why we're reading the scriptures. It has nothing to do with me. You broke your commitment, covenant, agreement with him. That's who you broke it with, not me. And we're reading it right here from the scriptures. So don't get mad at me. You can take it and you can curse me out all you want to. But the bottom line is you broke your arrangement with the Father by not showing up. That's what it is. That's not on me. That's on you. All right. Verse 4. For Gaza shall be forsaken, and Ashkelon a desolation. They shall drive out Ashdod at the noonday, and Ekron shall be rooted up. Now, I want to talk about this here really, really quick. First and foremost, the Father made this very, very clear. First and foremost, we're going to come back to verse 4. We got to come back to verse 4. Verse 4 says a lot, but I don't want to put the focus on it right now because I want to come back to it. I want to read through all of this, then we'll come back to verse 4. Verse 5. Woe unto the inhabitants of the sea coast, the nation of the Sherethites. The word of the Lord is against you. So now the Father handing out ass whoopings now. The word of the Lord is against you, O Canaan, the land of the Philistines. I will even destroy thee, that there shall be no inhabitant. Now the Most High is making this very clear, crystal clear. What is our Father telling us? Saying first and foremost, all y'all gather together. Gather yourselves together. Because when you do, I'm about to start taking out these other nations. Now, you can't deny this. I'm reading it. All right. I'm reading the Bible. You can't deny what's being said. The Father is making this clear. Right now, the Father is on an anger trip. First and foremost, he's telling his sons and daughters, you got to gather. Whether you like it or not, you got to gather. You made a commitment, you got to gather. So for all of those that I spoke about last year that were not able to do it, yes, guess what? But you had the opportunity to make it up again this year. You had the opportunity. So please don't get mad at me. I'm just telling you what it says. In all parameters, I want to make sure that y'all are safe. If you happen to break a sin, guess what? I'm going to let you know it. That's what I'm supposed to do as a shepherd. That's why I was raised up in the first place, because I will not be afraid to tell you about the things that you're doing. The very same way how there were brothers that were not afraid to tell me about the things that I was doing and where I was wrong. And all I could do was sit there, take it, accept it, and change my wrongs to rights. Okay? So this is nothing personal. So don't get mad at me. All right? Verse 5. I'm going to read that one more time. Woe unto the inhabitants of the seacoast, the nation of the Sherethites. The word of the Lord is against you, O Canaan, the land of the Philistines. I will even destroy thee. He's telling you, I'm going to destroy these people, that there shall be no inhabitants. I'm getting rid of everybody. There'll be nobody left. No one left. Verse 6. And the sea coast shall be dwellings and cottages for shepherds and folds for flocks. And the coast shall be for the remnant of the house of Judah. Now you see how the Father started to lay things down? He's like, yo, hold on a second. I want y'all to understand the importance of gathering. When y'all start to gather together, when you start to put yourselves together, I'm going to start destroying these other nations. I'm going to start getting rid of them. I'm going to do it for you, Israel. But who did he say right here now? There's somebody that he always just happens to go back to, and that's the tribe of Judah. And he said that as far as the tribe of Judah, let's read it one more time. And the coast shall be for the remnant of the house of Judah. They shall feed thereupon. In the houses of Ashkelon shall they lie down in the evening, for the Lord their God shall visit them and turn away their captivity. Now, I want y'all to understand something right now. We need to make sure that this is brought up to date. Do y'all know that the land of Ashkelon is still there today? You know that? Right there in the same area as Gaza, Palestine, that place. You know what it's called today? It's called Tel Ashkelon. Ashkelon. Either way, it's spelled the same way. It's all the same thing. That place is still there. That is the place that is promised where we will be going, because we will be leaving here. We will be leaving America. We will not be in this country. I want y'all to understand that. So for all of you that are living that American dream and thinking that Yahweh Shai is going to come back and save everybody here in America and everybody is going to be living here in this land, you're not. That is a lie. That is a 100% bold-faced lie. What's going to happen, the chariots are coming. And when those chariots do come, there'll be some of us that's going up in them chariots, and there'll be others that will be led back to Jerusalem, our land. That's what's going to happen. Doesn't matter whether or not if you believe it. Your belief means nothing. The Bible, the words in it, the prophecies mean everything. And when I mean everything, I mean everything. All right. Verse 8. Let's go. Let's continue. I have heard the reproach of Moab and the revelings of the children of Ammon, whereby they have reproached my people and magnified themselves against their border. That's talking about the Chinese and the Japanese. And the Father made this clear as far as when it comes to Moab and Ammon. Moab are the Chinese, Ammon are the Japanese. And the Father made it very, very clear when it came to them. He said they will never see the congregation of the Lord. You can read about that in the book of Deuteronomy. He said they will never, ever see the congregation of the Lord, just like Esau. So the Father is handing out these deaths. But why is it always in Christianity? Somebody answer this question for me. Why is it that Christianity says that everybody on the planet, anyone, is able to say, Jesus, please forgive me, and everything will be okay and they'll be allowed in the kingdom? Because that is BS. That is not how it works. The Bible does not say that. What the Bible does say is that the Israelites, that first and foremost, repent. And what does it mean to repent? It means to stop sinning. Not just one, all of them. It means to stop sinning. And when you do stop sinning and you keep the commandments, you keep the charges, laws, statutes, and commandments that the Father has given the children of Israel to keep, at that point, then you'll be allowed in. And you can find that in Revelation chapter 22, verse 14. The last book, last page of the Bible that references that over again. Okay? So again, don't get mad at me. It's not my fault. All right, let's continue. As a matter of fact, I want to read verse 7 one more time. I want to read it one more time. And the coast shall be for the remnant of the house of Judah. They shall feed thereupon. In the houses of Ashkelon shall they lie down in the evening. Now I want to read that again. We'll be able to lie down. Now, first and foremost, the Father told us that we was going to be on the run forever. And forever in this case, meaning here that until the Father says so. He said we'll be running around all over the place, not knowing what's going on, run from our enemies. But here he's saying that the house of Judah is going to be able to lie down, that the house of Judah is going to be able to relax. Ooh. The house of Judah will no longer be on feet running. We will lie in the place where our enemies were heavy. I don't think you can give the Most High any more praise than that. Can you imagine what our lives are going to be like when we no longer have to deal with this? When we have, I'm talking about within Israel now. I don't care about the other nations. I'm talking about our people. When the 2/3 of our people, the ignorant, disobedient, rebellious, stiff-necked people, when they are no longer here, when we no longer have to deal with the ratchetness, we no longer have to deal with the prostitution, we no longer have to deal with violence, we no longer have to deal with ignorance, we no longer have to deal with the stupid, we no longer have to deal with the unintelligent, we no longer have to deal with the rebellious. They will all be in fire, burning, 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 burning forever. That is such a wonderful day. That is a peaceful, that is paradise. Knowing that I can look on TikTok and not see somebody clapping them ass cheeks. Knowing that I can be on TikTok not seeing my brothers acting like homos. Knowing that I can pull up Facebook. I can actually own a Facebook without worrying whether or not if my marriage is going to fail. All of these things. No more. No more. I don't know about you, but I am so looking forward to that. I'm telling you straight up. All right. So let's continue. Verse 8. And yes, I'm reading these here again. I have heard the reproach of Moab and the revelings of the children of Ammon, whereby they have reproached my people. Again, that possessive, my people. And magnified themselves against their border. Now, remember, this is talking about in the book of Deuteronomy. Remember when the Father was bringing us out of slavery, round one, when he was bringing us out of Egypt. And you had Ammon and Moab. They were sitting there cursing our people, telling our people that they were going to have curses put on them. They were actually hiring people to curse our people as we was coming out of captivity. That's why the Father said they will never, ever see. So for all of you with your little Asian husbands and wives and girlfriends and all that y'all are trying to sneak into the kingdom, they're not going to get in because you're going to die right along with them. As the Father told us, he said, for any one of us that is found attached to these people, we're done. We're finished. He's going to kill us. And I truly, truly hope that you're listening because they got to go. All right, here it is. Verse 9. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, surely Moab shall be as Sodom and the children of Ammon as Gomorrah. And what happened to them? They were destroyed. Even the breeding of nettles and salt pits, and a perpetual desolation. The residue of my people shall spoil them, and the remnant of my people shall possess them. Do you see what that says? Family, do you see why the Father is telling us why we must gather together? Do you get it? Do you understand it? When we gather together, there we can start giving out instructions for what's coming. There are people that we will rule over. There are people that will be in our possession. There are our people, 1/3, that will remain, that will be the rulers of the world. Do you understand your assignment? Do you understand what is coming to you? Do you understand your inheritance, family? Are you getting it? You're gonna have slaves. You're going to be in palaces, mansions that the eyes have never seen before. This is going to happen to the commandment keeper. Now, if you missed the gathering, you already committed, then right there, you're not being a commandment keeper. Just call it what it is. I'm saying this here so much because I know my people's spirits. You're going to get lazy, lackadaisical. That's what's going to happen. That's what happens with our people when opportunities are right there in front of you. And I'm just telling you right now, if you don't keep the Most High's commandments, you're going to die. I can't stress that enough. All right, verse 10. This shall they have for their pride, because they have reproached and magnified themselves against the people of the Lord of hosts. Do y'all understand what that's saying? The Most High is like, first and foremost, these people, they went ahead and puffed up their chest against you. They went ahead and magnified themselves. They kind of stood up. They stood tall as they looked down at you. You see, that was a problem for the Most High. The Most High did not instruct them to do that. First and foremost, the Most High, that sickened him. He's like, wait a minute, hold on a second. These are my people down here. Now, yes, I did curse them. Yes, I did put them on the bottom as a punishment, but they're still my children. And you Ammonites, you Edomites, you Ishmaelites, you Moabites, you Hamites, you children of Japheth, y'all destroyed my people. Now I got to destroy you. I'll read that again. You destroyed my people, and now I have to destroy you. You did the wrong thing. You touched my babies. You touched my children. You got to go. You got to go. Family, do y'all understand what the Father is saying here? Do you get the love that the Father is showing us? He told them, you touch my babies, I got to kill you. Wow. I know just about every brother, every black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. I know all them brothers are like that about their daughters, about their children, about their sons. You touch a man's child that loves his child, it's over for you. And I mean over. That's the very same energy that the Father has when it comes to us. The Father is ready to destroy. He is going to kill those that have touched us. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the God of Israel. Let's continue. Verse 11. The Lord will be terrible unto them. The Lord will be terrible. The Lord will be terrible unto them. The Lord will be terrible unto them. The Most High said, the Lord will be terrible unto them, for he will famish all the gods of the earth, and men shall worship him, every one from his place, even all the isles of the heathen. You see this? The Father's making this clear. How many islands do these evil bastards have today? Let's talk about Epstein Island for a second. Whoa. Epstein Island, where everybody knows that those little children that were kidnapped, this child trafficking, it was taken over to that island, and horrible, despicable, unimaginable things were done to children on that island. The Father already knew about this. Do you see how the Bible cannot lie? Do you see how the Bible does not lie? Do you see how you cannot prove the Bible wrong? You can't. Because this was written thousands of years ago, and the Father is talking about current events. Come on now, family. Come on. Come on now. There's nobody dumb under the sound of my voice. Woo! I love it. I'm going to read that again. The Lord will be terrible unto them, for he will famish all the gods of the earth. And famish means to kill by starvation. And men shall worship him, everyone from his place, even all the isles of the heathen. Ye Ethiopians also, ye shall be slain by my sword. He's talking to the Africans. Not people, not all the people that live in Africa, but those who are actually the children of Ham. He said he's going to kill them. Family, do y'all understand what everything is saying right now? Do y'all get this? Y'all get what it's saying? The Father made this clear. He said he's going to kill these other nations for us. These other nations are going to die for us. We are going to watch as these other nations are brought down for us. You see, this is why you have to give that praise to the Father, not to man, not damn sure, not to me. Him and only him, nobody else. No camp leaders. Him, the Father. He's making all of this possible. Verse 13. And he will stretch out his hand against the north and destroy Assyria, and will make Nineveh a desolation and dry like a wilderness. And flocks shall lie down in the midst of her. All the beasts of the nations. Y'all hear that? All the beasts of the nations. That's not talking about animals. That's talking about people. These evil, disgusting men and women. And I hate to say it, more so the women than the men. You see, a lot of our people give these women a pass, and these women are just as, if not more, evil than their counterparts. You know, a lot of times, their women step out in front of our brothers, right? Now, I'm being honest. They step out in front of our brothers. What's their formula? They always come with their hair down and their little form-fitting little dresses, making sure that their thighs and their calves and all that is showing. They make sure that they have on high heels. If anybody disagrees with the formula, all you got to do is just watch every press conference that has to do with improving Black lives, especially when one of us gets shot or stabbed or some type of injustice was done to us. They send out either the white or Arabic woman. They'll send either one of those two women out. They'll send them out in front of that podium in their little curvaceous and little whatever the hell they have. And it changes opinions. You need to be very wise of the things that they do when it comes to us. Because everything that they do that comes to us is sexual. just like how it was in slavery. That's how they deal with us. They deal with us on a sexual level. When it comes to their little musical artists and stuff like that, they're never as raunchy and ratchet as a black or Hispanic woman, because they overly sexualize you. They overly sexualize our brothers to the point to where they make them gay. They just did a piece with Tupac here recently. This man has been dead and gone since when? 95, 96, 97, somewhere around there. And they're still putting things out about him that's hypersexualizing him as well. They just told his story. If y'all didn't see it, y'all need to see that. All right, let's continue. Verse 14. And flocks shall lie down in the midst of her. All the beasts of the nations, both the cormorant and the bittern, shall lodge in the upper lintels of it. Their voice shall sing in the windows. Desolation shall be in the thresholds, for he shall uncover the cedar work. This is the rejoicing city that dwelt carelessly, that said in her heart, I am, and there is none beside me. How is she become a desolation, a place for beasts to lie down? And every one that passeth by her shall hiss and wag his hand. You see, these white boys in these other nations, they're not going to take this lying down. They're going to lose, but not without throwing some hissy fits. Not without shooting off some very big artillery. Not without destroying themselves. The Father already said, he said, I created the smith. I created the weapons maker. I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have them create a weapon that's going to destroy them. That's the Most High. He is a great and terrible, terrible God. Don't you ever forget that. Never forget that one. All right. Now, as promised, I want to go back to verse 4. Because verse 4 has a lot of meat on it. And usually it goes right over most people. Let me just double check and make sure. Yep, verse 4. All right, let's go back. I want to read this here to you because the Father mentions this many times. This is a very, very important event in this book. And I'm going to show you. Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 4. For Gaza shall be forsaken. Gaza. Gaza. You see, there's certain places that the Most High never changed their names because that's where the action was going to happen in the end. And Gaza is still here. You heard of the Gaza Strip, right? Yes, you have. For Gaza shall be forsaken, and Ashkelon a desolation. Now, Ashkelon, Ashkenazi, come on. For they shall drive out Ashdod at noonday, and Ekron shall be rooted up. So now let's take some detours. Of course, we have to get what the Father loves to call precepts. Precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little. You see, there's not a week that goes by where we don't do that. That is an instruction. And anybody that's bringing out this word needs to do that. Because it proves, first and foremost, that you know what you're talking about. It proves that you're studied. And most certainly, it's a commandment. And we have to give it to the Father. Okay? So for anybody that has an issue with me and bringing out all of these precepts, then you don't have to watch anymore. Just go away. I'm going to do what the Father tells me. Okay, so now let's continue in the book of Zechariah. I want you to please go to Zechariah chapter 9 and verse 5. The book of Zechariah chapter 9, verse 5. And let's see where the Most High repeats this again, okay? Zechariah chapter 9, verse 5. Ashkelon shall see it and fear. Ashkelon shall see it and fear. Ashkelon shall see it and fear. Gaza also shall see it, and be very sorrowful in Ekron, for her expectation shall be ashamed, and the king shall perish from Gaza, and Ashkelon shall not be inhabited. Didn't the Father already promise that? What did he tell us? He said, first and foremost, when it comes to Judah, we're going to be lying down. If Judah is resting, and the rest of us is resting as well too. It is what it is. You see, what the world is not prepared for, what the world is not prepared to see, you're going to see a lot of black people. You're going to see a lot of black people in high power positions. You are going to see the kings, queens, princes, and princesses raised back up to their respectful titles and positions and put back in their proper places. The world is not ready for that. The world is actually running scared because they know that that's coming. If you cannot see everything that's going on, and right now, let's just talk about the Bud Light controversy, the Anheuser-Busch controversy. We are watching their empire fall right in front of our faces. We are watching the beginning of the crumbling of the walls. And it's all happening because of us. The Father is making it happen, but it's because of us. All right, that was Zechariah chapter 9 and verse 5. So now I want to go to the book of Jeremiah chapter 47 and verse 5. The book of Jeremiah chapter 47 and verse 5. Let's see what this says. Boldness is come upon Gaza. What does boldness means? It means nothing. It means there's nothing there. Ashkelon is cut off with the remnant of their valley. How long wilt thou cut thyself? So now the Father talking trash, talking to them like, how long y'all going to continue just cut yourselves open so you bleed out? But my children are coming home. My babies are coming home. And that is what we all need to get prepared for. Again, what are we reading? We are reading the Bible. And what are we reading about? How did it all kick off in Zephaniah 2 and 1? Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. This is why we have to gather. When we together, this is what comes out of it. This future. If we don't create the present, our future will take forever to come. Jeremiah chapter 47. I'll go down to verse 7. Let's go down to 2 verses. How can it be quiet, seeing the Lord hath given it a charge against Ashkelon and against the seashore? There hath he appointed it. The Father said this is going to happen. Whether you like it or not, doesn't matter. This is going to happen. There is no other choice in the matter. But the destruction of the world is coming. And remember, we talked about this in many lessons. It's going to happen over there first. Then it's coming to America. The Father is going to beat their ass first. And then America is going to sit there and watch. Remember, America is the biggest offender of them all. And like what I compared it to before, you know, like when your mother and your father told you to do something and you didn't do it. And by the time they get home, they surprise you like, oh, like I didn't clean, like I didn't do what I was supposed to do. So what happens? You get your ass beat. And if the Father told all of y'all to do something, let's just say you have 2 other younger siblings, there's 3 of you in the house, and all of you didn't do what you were supposed to do, that means all of y'all getting your ass whooping. Now, everybody cannot get their ass whooped at the same time. So there's 2 others that's watching when that first one comes. And usually it's the last ass whooping that's usually the worst. Because they got to go out with a bang. And America is going to be that last ass whooping. They're going to be watching as everything's happening over there. They're going to be watching a celestial ass whooping that they could do nothing about. They are going to be watching an ass whooping that their weapons have absolutely no defense against. They have nothing. They have to watch their murder as it's coming to them. They got to watch it. They have to watch. And then they have to start thinking, well, am I going to die or am I going to be a slave for 1,000 years? Now, that's when it comes to Esau. The other nations, either they're going to be slaves to service in the kingdom or they're going to die. Aren't you glad when you look in the mirror that you an Israelite? You better be. I'm telling you right now, you better be. All right, so now let's get some more. I want you to go to the book of Amos, chapter 1 and verse 8. The book of Amos, chapter 1 and verse 8. Let's see what this says. And I will cut off the inhabitant from Ashdod, and him that holdeth the scepter from Ashkelon. And I will turn mine hand against Ekron, and the remnant of the Philistines shall perish, saith the Lord God. The Most High made that clear. He made that crystal clear. What's the Father talking about? He's talking about death. He's talking about killing people. But you see, Christianity will never teach you about that. Christianity tells you lies, rainbows, teddy bears, plush pillows, floating on clouds, taking a shovel and being able to scoop a rainbow and send Skittles down to the earth. That's not going to happen. These last days, the Father is talking about destruction, the destruction of our enemies, death. That's all it is. It's death. And I love it. I love every bit of it. You know why? Because we know it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And this is what we should be excited about. But let's get back to the issue at hand here. What is the issue at hand? The issue at hand is that the Father told our people to gather. We got to send those signals, family. When we start doing what we're supposed to do down here, it gets the attention of the angels. The angels start worrying and start going crazy when we don't. What are they doing down there? But when we actually start doing what the Father told us to do, that's when the angels are like, all right, woo, all right, we ready? We getting ready? It was the Father telling them, get prepared. Get prepared. And you already know of all of the souls up there that's waiting to be avenged. Y'all got to remember, there's an audience that we have up there right now that is waiting. There are people that are waiting and depending on us to make this work. But we have to start doing what we're supposed to be doing. And not just air hustling. No. We actually have to air hustle, then apply what we learn in that hustle. We have to do that. We must. If not, we could be like this for a whole nother 1,000 years. When we get our asses in gear, then guess what? Things start turning. The gears start turning. The sprockets begin to move. And then there's a working order in place. And if we don't do that, we're going to remain the same. And we're going to remain in our captivity. But the first thing that we have to do, we got to gather. And until we do that, until we gather, until we have the sense of mind to be like, you know what? When is the next one? So that we can usher in the chariots, Yahushua, and make this happen. The question is, are you willing? Are you ready? Which one? Okay, so that's where it is. Family, it was a short and sweet lesson here tonight because, as many of you already know, we got to get ready. We got to get ready for the gathering, which is coming live. May 26th. Live from the Aldridge Auditorium at Clark Atlanta University. Atlanta, here we come. Here comes the royal family. And I cannot wait. And once again, I cannot wait to see each and every last one of you. We are going to have one of the best times. Now remember, look at the lineup. First and foremost, let's look at the lineup. First we have Queen Carly, King Lorvins, and he's bringing his special guests. Then, of course, we have King Yada. And teaching, we have King Gino, King Marcus, and myself. And we cannot wait. And I'll speak on behalf of each and every last one of my brothers and sisters. We are all excited. Each and every last one of us are excited to bring forth to you the royal gathering that will be coming live next week. So once again, like I said, if you're not going to be in the building, we will be broadcasting it. But remember, I'm going to say this again. If you made a commitment to be there, be there. And for those that were unable, we will be live. Lord willing, we will be live next week so that everybody will be able to see it. But family, I just want to tell y'all that I love y'all. And this is getting ready to go down. And not the gathering, but what's getting ready to come to this planet. And I cannot wait. So no procrastinating, family. Let's do what needs to be done. Okay? So family, enjoy the rest of your week, because next week we will all be together. And with that being said, Israel, I love you. I'll see you next week.